Dan, do you know who we are?
I do.
We are media fucker. Woo! Men online.
Dragon Ball Super Superhero just came out in 2022. We have the Red Ribbon Army from Goku's past has returned with 2 new androids to challenge him and his friends. And this is a very controversial movie because of the animation. Now, off the top, what did you think about it? The animation itself.
It wasn't terrible. Not as good as like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, or the Broly movie that preceded this.
Wait, when did the last Broly movie come out?
2019?
I did not see the 2019 Broly movie. I don't think.
Next time on Media That is an awesome movie, so we're gonna check that one out. Have you seen any of the new movies?
I'm pretty sure I watched the first Broly movie, Kakarot.
Yeah.
With like all the aliens on the moon, the comet headed towards it.
There are 4 Broly movies now.
Oh God, why?
Yeah.
The first one was so good.
Then there's the Return of Broly, Bio Broly, which is awful, and then this most recent one, which is probably the best of the set. They kind of reboot him. As you see, he looks a lot different. So you haven't seen why he's training with Goku and Vegeta.
I was wondering about that.
So the movie right before this was Broly, kind of towards the end, obviously. 2018. I said 2019, but it was 2018. That's where they meet the green girl who's on Beerus's planet and the yellow guy. So we're definitely going to have to talk about that one. I thought the non-action sequences were janky as fuck.
Yeah.
But whenever it was in the action sequences, it looked amazing. So I think they need to do kind of a combination of hand-drawn and, if possible, if they can make it, blend together. I think that's what they do with Demon Slayer, is a combination of strictly CGI and hand-drawn. So if they can kind of pull it off here.
Yeah, I think the OG animation, if they're going to I'm assuming they made the switch because it's like cheaper. I mean, when I said it's not terrible, it's because I really like the animation in Dragon Ball Z.
Of course, yeah.
So it is in every way inferior to Dragon Ball Z. Or at least I should say the Dragon Ball Z that I've watched. I did not finish the Majin Buu saga. I stopped when they were doing like the 17th layer of like just waiting for that fucking egg. I mean, the egg's gonna hatch. We all know the egg's gonna hatch. Then I fast forward a while. There was like a giant candy thing, and then he was like skinny.
For all intents and purposes.
And then I fast forwarded a bit, and people were candy. No, I did not. I want to see if it got better. I didn't think it did.
The reason that they're switching, from what I've heard, to the CGI is to produce more. Because I don't know if it was more cost effective this time around, because there's no production budget information that I could find. Dragon Ball Broly movie, the most recent one from 2018, cost $8.5 million to make, which is more than I thought it would have. I think it's because now that they have the models in place, it'll be easier and cheaper going forward. But I don't know if the initial movie was more cost effective, but I think over time it will be. If that makes sense, because now that they have all the models built and all that stuff, it's just, I don't know. But they do need to smooth a bit of it out, which over time, of course, better technology, all that stuff.
The movie starts off by just being completely rude. It said, "Some of you might be old enough to remember the Red Ribbon Army," which, okay, go fuck yourself. No, but like the Red Ribbon Army was around. Like the Red Ribbon Army has been spitting out androids the whole time. Dr. Gero, like how many android movies have there been? Like 4?
There was an Android 13 movie, and then most of the Cell games were based around androids. So quite a bit, really.
I thought there was more androids. Oh no, yeah, Frieza's brother was an android, but that wasn't Red Ribbon Army android. That was space computer chip android. I'm pretty sure Cooler has 2 movies. One of them is Cooler, and the other one is The Return of Cooler. The first one is Cooler coming to avenge his father and Frieza. The second one is Android him trying to avenge himself.
Cooler's Revenge, I think, was the other one. Is he an android or a cyborg at that point?
I think he's an android, and the actual androids are cyborgs. Because an android is like a robot, and a cyborg is like part human, part biology.
The way they describe it in this one, because Piccolo's like, "Are you an android or a robot?" So I think robots are strictly metal with no biology in them. Androids are biologically created, but they're not actually people. They're life forms created, and then cyborgs are half.
Yeah. So the androids in Dragon Ball Z are actually cyborgs, but they just used the wrong word. And like they said that Cell is biomechanical, but I didn't see any wires when they cut him in half.
When they cut his arm off in this one, it did look like it had some electric wiring and things. But I believe that in the series, the original Cell was not, because they had to, when Goku teleported him to King Kai's planet and blew it up.
Yeah. But like, so what was the point of absorbing 17 and 18? Like, he had to absorb them and become perfect Cell, but that doesn't really make sense because like there's no robot parts in him.
Right.
He just vacuumed them up and then I guess digested them and ate their power.
You are what you eat, right? So this is based around the original Red Ribbon Army's general son named Magenta, recruiting Dr. Gero, who was the original Red Ribbon Army scientist who turned himself into Android 20. His grandson, Dr. Hedo. Magenta is manipulating Dr. Hedo to create the perfect android to take over the world, I guess. But he frames it in such a way that Goku, Gohan, and everybody are alien. Well, they are aliens, but villains.
Because the grandkid is an idiot. He doesn't know that he didn't know that Cell was the bad guy, or no, he made Cell because at the end of the movie he reveals that he knew they were evil, but he just did it anyway because he thought he could control it. So I guess that makes sense, like the hubris of a mad scientist. But during the movie, I'm like, this is really dumb. Like, there's no way he doesn't know that Cell, like, because Cell went on TV to say, I'm going to destroy the world. Like, no one thinks Cell's the good guy. Like, they had an entire planet party when he got exploded.
Yeah, remember that guy that wanted to
saved him.
Yeah, he wanted to destroy the world. Let's make a giant version of him.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I'm sure this will be great.
Oh, Pan is also in this, the daughter of Gohan. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball GT?
I watched a few episodes of it, and then I stopped watching it.
Yeah, good choice. She is obnoxious to the point of cringe. Mm-hmm. But in this one, she's like an adorable little child trying to be like dad.
The only reason, the purpose of Pan in this movie, and I approve wholeheartedly, is to bring back Piccolo as being like the babysitter slash nanny for the Saiyans. I will watch any number of movies where Piccolo raises a Saiyan child. That's my favorite version of Piccolo, and they did it really well. So that I like. That was I gotta check my notes, but I'm pretty sure that might be the only part of the movie I enjoyed. Everything else was upsetting.
Did you notice that when they're originally training, Pan had it? Did you notice what Pan's shirt was?
I don't remember now.
It had a little devil's face on it with the letters GTH, which means go to hell. She's 3 years old.
Oh, I didn't know GTH meant go to hell.
Yeah. Red Ribbon has a secret army base that is the side of a mountain with like a digital layer over the top.
But like they go into the side of it.
But it has the fucking Red Ribbon logo on the side of it. I wonder where their super secret base is.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea, the whole concept relies on an entire military force somehow, not being found out by the government, which is headed by a dog.
Magenta meets Dr. Hedo after he's getting out of prison. He was in prison because he stole 3 corpses from the morgue and resurrected them and had them work at a gas station.
I thought that was pretty funny.
He lures him into the back of a car by offering him a drink and sleeves of Oreos. By the way,
the kid spends the whole movie just crushing Oreos. I mean, literally like a box every scene.
He takes an Oreo, so everyone has their own way, right?
Yeah.
He splits it where one side has the full, and he takes the side that doesn't have any of the cream on it and scrapes through the middle and eats it that way, which he should have been put back in prison for that tactic.
Okay, see, that's not even possible. Like the cookies aren't that strong and the cream isn't that soft.
Yeah, the whole little slab would just pop off if you tried that.
Yeah, if you tried to scrape it like that, you'd probably cut the slab in half, and half of it would fall in your lap.
Yep.
And the other half would stay on the cookie.
Or the whole little white thing would just detach.
Yeah. Or the cookie would break. Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Little creep.
The Oreo physics are as bad as the physics. I have a note here. Let's see if you can remember why I wrote this down. I have Super Saiyan ants written down, like ants, like the little bugs with six legs.
Because Piccolo is tasked with picking Pan up from pre-K, and he goes to Gohan's house to see like why he can't. And Gohan thinks there are ants. Well, he finds a certain breed of ant in wherever, the jungle or whatever, that protect their home by emitting a gold glow. So he calls them Super Saiyans, and I was like, "This is."
Did that pay off at any point in the movie?
No.
That was a whole lot of time whatever. And then I think not long after that, the first or second android shows up, and I thought it was a pretty cool android. I was like, oh, this will be a really cool, interesting villain. Spoiler, it's not. But yeah, it had a good first fight with Piccolo, with everyone hiding their power levels as you do. And yeah, Piccolo gets beat up. It's the new villain, and someone's getting beat up.
Of course.
And Krillin has been irrelevant too long for it to be him.
And Piccolo has an obsession with a certain type of plushie, and he has a cat cell phone cover, which they keep going back to the entire movie. There's little comedic
I thought that was someone else's cell phone he was using.
No.
But why was he holding it like that? He was holding it like he did not use a cell phone. I thought he had someone else's cell phone because he needed it for like mission purposes.
With his
like
face super
like
close
that was
to the
Bulma's
screen.
cell phone or something.
Oh no, that was his favorite little cat plushie. We get some Metal Gear Solid action where Piccolo, after getting beat up by number 2, he follows him to the Red Ribbon secret base, in quotes if you couldn't hear it by my voice that I was doing it, and essentially follows him in and kind of just eavesdrops on the whole situation, where we find out that there's a new character, in quotations, called Cell Max, who is being prepared, but he's not quite ready yet. Do you think that's why he was in his second form, or do you think they did that deliberately?
I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was one of two reasons. Was that Perfect Cell doesn't have the tail, so maybe they just wanted him to have an extra weapon, or as the time was going along, they were perfecting him and he didn't have enough time.
That's a pretty interesting thing to see there. Like maybe someone else will like get a sample of it and make a 47-foot Perfect Cell, and the internet will make some really weird porn of that.
We do get a little bit of Goku and Vegeta in this movie, where they're on Beerus's planet training, of course, because that's what they do. Broly is there, Yellow Guy and Green Girl, all from the previous movie. Beerus wakes up, and apparently he's been asleep for 4 months. He comes over and he sees Broly and kind of has like a, what's that maniac doing here? It's like, bro, you are the god of destruction. You literally wiped a Kai off the planet out of existence with one little move. I don't think you need to fear Broly. The funny part from this is that the Green Girl's trying to steal shit from Beerus's palace, Beerus's planet. And Beerus is clearly a guy who loves skinny girls because he was smitten with her and her tight pants, I guess. My note is director is an ass man. There are many references to asses. So I think it's more of a Dragon Ball movie than a Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super.
No, if it was Dragon Ball, it'd be panties.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a new hipper generation. Goku and Trunks are the comedy character. and Cell is 85 feet tall.
Yes. The reason that Bulma can't contact Beerus and Whis to get Vegeta and Goku back to Earth is because of ice cream. They were all eating ice cream, and Beerus threw the giant fucking tub. He had, I don't know, the largest tub of ice cream I've ever seen over the top of Whis' communicator, and that was
The Wiz and Barris characters are always annoying, but they have some of the best combat scenes, so I forgive it.
So you've seen the one with Beerus, and you've
Mhm.
seen the one with Golden Frieza, or no?
Yeah, I watched Dragon Ball Super.
Did you see the Golden Frieza movie?
I think I started watching it, but then I thought it was just a rehash of the season because like Frieza destroys the planet, Wiz turns back time, and then Goku can for some reason can fly across the entire planet to punch Frieza faster than Vegeta can.
Wait till you
I'm
see
waiting for them
Black
to upgrade.
Frieza.
I'm waiting for them to upgrade to like blacked out Frieza. That'll be pretty cool.
Too late. It's
Wait, really?
literally a thing. Yeah.
When did they have blacked out Frieza?
August 19th. 3 days ago. 3 days ago in the Dragon Ball manga,
Mhm.
Frieza appears and he's Black Frieza.
Okay, so it hasn't been in a movie or a show yet.
No.
Okay. Does it look cool?
Looks like Black Frieza. He's the same. He looks the same as Golden Frieza except black. I think it would be cool if he wasn't golden first, but whatever.
That's not what I had in mind.
And the reason Goku is able to attack Frieza before Vegeta is because Vegeta's being all arrogant because he knows he's got his number. But Goku knows that Frieza's going to destroy the planet. That's why he gets there first.
But Frieza destroys the planet in like an instant. And Goku solves it by yelling, Frieza! And then flying across the planet.
Well, because first he puts his hands on the ground and then launches like a blast into the center. So that's why.
He just touched it and it blew up. He didn't like launch a giant ball.
Yeah, he like blasts the ground and it cracks apart. Like he's got his hands on it.
Yeah, he destroyed it the way remember that Star Trek movie where like they had the red liquid that would destroy a planet? That was that's what Frieza has.
Yeah.
He has the red liquid of nonsense.
They kidnap Pan to get to Gohan because I guess he's the first on the list of their supervillains that they need to kill. Pan straight drops this 6'5", 300-pound muscle man with like, was it a punch or a kick?
I don't remember.
But she drops him. Piccolo's still undercover, so he gets Pan to pretend to be afraid, which she's absolutely adorable in this movie. So fine with it. We get Gohan versus number 1. Gohan is kind of still, I don't know, dad teacher Gohan until Piccolo gets Pan to scream to really get his rage going, because that's the only thing Gohan has really is his rage, which I love that regardless of what you think about any of the transformations, I love that they're going in separate directions now rather than, well, Goku's Super Saiyan 3. Next time we see Vegeta, he'll be Super Saiyan 4. He never got to 3, but now we're all doing the same thing. But I do like that
we're both going to be Super Saiyan Red Monkey.
Yeah, which I like better that they're all going different directions.
Yeah.
So
I did like Piccolo's transformation, like back into King Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping they would do more with that, but I'll complain about that later.
What did you think about the rain during this sequence?
I don't remember the rain.
Really? It's absolutely incredible animation. Even the little droplets bouncing off of I think that's one of the better things. They have a lot of zoom in, zoom out camera angles. They have a lot of rotations around the character, which seemingly would be extremely difficult hand drawn, right? How many layers and how many little turns and twists you'd have to do just to make that pop. The CGI makes it look easy, and the rain was just awesome. Another thing I like about the movie is that Piccolo matters again. Finally, he gets a transformation into Orange Piccolo, which is a really stupid fucking name. But I guess he is Piccolo and he's orange, right? He's able to do that because the Shenron, the dragon, awakens his powers.
Yeah, I really wish they'd given him a cooler version of his transformation other than he wished for it. He spends all his time on a mountain, like, meditating. Let him, like, have a breakthrough or something. I mean, when Vegeta hit Super Saiyan, he was, like, in space playing asteroids. Goku had his best friend die for the second time. Oh yeah, that one chick and that one guy from another universe had a feeling between his shoulder blades.
Oh,
And now Piccolo gets it from wishing for it. You can see the trajectory here, right? You need a little build up. I'm gonna wish for superpowers.
every single foreshadow they hit in the car when Magenta's recruiting Dr. Hedo, the Hornet in the bulletproof skin, and also then Pan flying. Every single foreshadow they do comes true by the end of the movie.
Except for the Super Saiyan ants.
Yes.
I have to say the nice things like about the movie before I start ripping it apart. I enjoyed the comedy of Piccolo and Bulma wishing for a power up and then a butt lift.
Yep.
And then as soon as Shinran was gone, we could have wished Goku here. I like that they it was a very fourth wall moment, like, because during the entire series they can just solve all their problems with their Dragon Ball radar, and like they don't even pretend to explain why there aren't more senzu beans. Like, yeah, we're just out of senzu beans. Fuck you. Let's see. The movie tells a lie. It says that Piccolo can't drive. He does drive. He and Goku drive cars, and I will not have Piccolo be besmirched like that. He's a very good driver. Have you seen that scene?
No.
Yeah, Goku and Piccolo have a car race to get their driver's license. I don't remember the context of this, but it's just really funny. They're in the flying cars, and I'll drop it in the Discord for you. They're doing flips and stuff in the flying cars, and that one explodes. Icarus freaks out from the car crash.
When was this? It's like
that was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I don't know when. It's a filler episode in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god.
I don't know what Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is. Is that like the shortened one?
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's the game.
Oh, I was looking on the wrong one. Okay. And this one is Dragon Ball Z. That is also the Kakarot game. I'm clicking on the wrong. The one I put in Discord is not the video game, right? That one's not a video game, is it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's just from a filler episode.
To be fair to Piccolo, driving a car versus flying a plane, I'm going to give him some credit there.
But it was a flying car.
Yeah, well, like a hovering car.
They go straight airborne, sir.
Yeah, so do the Dukes of Hazzard. It's still a car.
So anyway, Piccolo can drive. Let's see.
Yes, he could drive a car. I remember Marty McFly's hoverboard. He took full flight. Doesn't work.
I have instead of a more perfect union, they're trying to make a more perfect cell. Mm-hmm. And they don't foreshadow. There is foreshadowing there, but not for anything cell. They have a cell shaped what's it called when they turn into their giant monkey form and like destroy everything in anger?
It's like Orazu or something like that.
Yeah, they basically have a cell Orazu. Let's see. Oh, there's a line in the movie. Apparently, Saiyans stay really small for a long time, then they grow up all at once to be full height.
Except Vegeta.
When Vegeta they should have a they have a Dragon Ball GTS where Goku becomes short. What if Vegeta becomes a little kid and he's shorter than Krillin, and those two have to go on an adventure? That's a show I'll watch. I will watch that show.
Oh, I was close. It's called Ozaru. I said Orazu.
That was really close. I'm proud of you. Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think that's canon with the Saiyans growing up all at once, or is that just like a joke they did because they noticed they've never done someone who wasn't full height or really short?
Yeah, I think that was like an inside joke because Gohan, like you see him as Gohan grows up in increments. In the Frieza saga, he's really short and tiny and young. And then he's a teenager and he's medium. It's like Vegeta's height. It seemed like it was a joke, like, you haven't seen him. They've been tiny for so long. That's probably what it was, because Goten and Trunks have been little kids for 30 years, more than Bart Simpson. I like to see Goten and Trunks, but I don't enjoy that they did fat Gotenks. I know it was supposed to help with the comedy.
They turned Goku and Trunks into Yajirobe.
Yes.
And I didn't like Yajirobe to begin with.
He does crack Cell's skull with his, body, I guess, because they smack him around like a bowling or a pinball, but I don't know. Wasn't really into it. Maximum Cell he's released out of his cocoon too early, and he's just a gigantic Godzilla rage monster with kung fu abilities.
Yeah, I
That's
wasn't a big fan of the final fight. Like, I would have loved to see like an actual like return of Cell. I did not enjoy seeing this though.
Cell is my favorite of the Dragon Ball villains.
I think I might always have a soft spot for Frieza, but Cell is definitely up there.
Piccolo goes full giant man in this,
And he did, yeah, he uses the giant man. I mean, not giant. He uses the. I'm not going to call it Orange Piccolo. I'm going to call it King Piccolo because that's what his face looks like.
Yeah, I was calling it Devil Piccolo because he just looked evil. So,
But I really liked when he used that to beat up the androids. But then like he turned into bigger Piccolo, and all he did in that form was like hold up Cell's foot for a minute or two. Which I get, like Cell's now super strong, but like can't the man be cool for a little while? Just let him be cool for just a couple minutes. Gohan has I'm pretty sure it's a new transformation where he's like all white hair.
yes.
I called that the Witcher Saiyan.
The
And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then it wasn't. The ending fight was in every single way inferior to the end fight between Gohan and Cell the first time. This is the end of the Cell saga, but just way, way worse. This is the Star Wars sequel of Dragon Ball Z fights. And it really bothered me that like he tanked this punch from Cell. I was like, is that all you have? I'm like, ah. And then he just goes back to getting beat up by him. Like he should have like ragdolled Cell a little while until Cell transformed into perfect Cell. But no, he just tanked one shot, and then Piccolo got his arm blown off or something. Like, why did Piccolo get his arm blown off? You've got the new Super Saiyan there. That transformation did nothing.
His arm came off before the transformation. Piccolo got his arm blown off, then he got thrown in the air and blasted 1,000 times, and then Gohan had that trigger when Cell was holding him up and roaring again. And then Piccolo's arm was back by the time Gohan was ready to hit him with a special beam cannon. Like, fuck yeah, Gohan, because Piccolo's a much better dad to you than Goku is.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, so I called this end of it. I called it the Cell lanes instead of the Cell games.
I see. I was so sure that Cell was going to come out and absorb 1 and 2 to become perfect Cell.
That could have been cool. And then Witcher Gohan could punch him and make him spit them out.
The official name is Beast Gohan, which is a cool name, instead of Gohan White or whatever Piccolo would have named it. So Gohan hits a special beam cannon, everything. So aside from the storyline of the fight, what did you think about the fight animation?
It was good. Not as good as Dragon Ball Z, but we've reviewed much worse animation on this show.
Yeah, the action scenes to me were awesome. The walking scenes were janky. Just the colors and everything around it were just, I was fucking mesmerized by it. I did watch it in IMAX twice, so I don't know if that will skew me one way or the other, but it was fantastic. Did you stay for the post-credit scene?
No, I didn't.
So, spoilers for the post-credit scene. It catches us up with what was happening with Vegeta and Goku. Presumably, they had been fighting this entire time. And they're both just weak swinging at each other, and Vegeta lands the final punch and finally beats Goku.
Oh, nice. That's nice. I'm glad that they had that giant arc-altering happenstance happen just mostly off screen. Yeah, so they took the coolest thing possible and had it happen in the background of another movie. That is what I should have expected. That's the equivalent of like what Thor Love and Thunder did with all the gods dying off screen. Now, you don't want to see the gods dying. You want to see Kronk making out as a rock face. That's what you want to see.
Seemed jacking off.
You want to see some kids like huddled in a corner? Yeah, that's what you want to see. Look at those kids in that cage again. Just 4 minutes of child movement.
To be fair, I think that this happened all off screen. I think it should have happened pre-credit, before the credits started rolling. But the movie was about Gohan and Piccolo, so they didn't want this to consume them. I think the scene should have been moved up to after the nice little heartwarming conclusion to the Cell Saga. They broke the formula, right? I love Goku, I love Vegeta, but it was nice to see Piccolo and Gohan get some screen time. As I mentioned before, they have new transformations, but
What formula did they break?
We're all gonna fight this villain. Mm-hmm. Then Goku's gonna come in at the end and win.
Yeah, because Gohan came in at the end and won, like the end of the Cell Saga.
He didn't win by himself, though.
He didn't win by himself in the Cell Saga either. Everyone threw a final blast. No, it was Vegeta threw a blast at Cell to make him like lose his focus, and then Piccolo and Krillin and everyone except Yamcha like threw an energy beam at Cell.
I mean, Krillin ain't gonna do shit anyways.
Okay, first of all, Krillin is the world's strongest human.
He sucks.
And he does all sorts of cool stuff. He gets like civilians out of the way. You shut your mouth about Krillin.
Mr. Satan's the strongest human, and Krillin sucks. They should kill him off. Fucking hate Krillin. And Krillin ruins One Piece for me. Yes, Krillin that holds water. One Piece? Because he's the same voice as the Dick Nose guy, and I can't get over it. Dick Nose Afro guy. Usopp. Yeah, fuck Usopp.
Yeah, I'm not a big Usopp fan. Like he had a good arc for a while and then just kind of stopped improving. And it's like, now it's just the Zoro. I feel like it's the Zoro and Sanjay show when I stopped watching it.
Hell yeah.
Piccolo is one of my favorite characters, but Vegeta is my most favorite character. And like, I don't know. I was like, I'd rather just watch Vegeta and Goku fight than watch the movie. So starting the movie with like a fight between Vegeta and Goku and then going on to something completely different, which was a poor rehashing of the Cell Saga, or the end of the Cell Saga for the big fight. The King Piccolo mode was really cool, but then it really fell off. He didn't do anything with it against Cell. Like everyone just lost against Cell, and then he died to a blast. That's not the pattern not the pattern I really like for Dragon Ball Z. But then again, like I'm probably less tired of the Goku wins at the end pattern because I haven't watched like the last 4 times Goku won at the end. Like I can recognize that you've watched Goku come in at the last second like 8 times, and I didn't watch any of those. Goku did win at the end of Dragon Ball Super. I didn't like the scene with like Broly, Goku, Vegeta, Wiz, Destructo Cat, and they're like, is it supposed to be funny? Like a lot of time was spent on Barris liking the pink alien chick, and I was like, is it supposed to be funny? Is anyone laughing? The theater was empty, so I didn't know if anyone else thought it was funny because there was no one else there.
Wow, both times I went, it was pretty stacked.
Did people laugh during like the Destructo Cat scenes?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like butt gusting, but yeah.
Yeah, and like the whole sequence was like, look at all these cool characters, and now we're gonna go see Trunks and Goten turn into Yajirobe. Hey, isn't that better, guys? Wasn't. I was really excited because like I love a new transformation, and like they didn't do any cool new transformation stuff. You got to be, if you have a new transformation, by God, you should get a good 10 minutes of screen time of being an absolute baller. Minimum 10 minutes. Ideally, like 20 minutes of screen time being just the absolute best ever. You know, smacking everybody around, talking shit. Like that's the whole dream. And they didn't do it. It was almost instantly not the coolest thing. I was like, I don't even care if they get another transformation. They can transform again. I don't care.
So another pro I had was Pan. I watched the entirety of Dragon Ball GT and wished that she did not exist. I almost wished Gohan didn't exist because he was the father of her that made her come into existence. She's awful in GT, but she is adorable, and I loved every second of her on the screen. She always had like those little anime smiles and winks and shit, you know. And she's 3 years old and she's acting like she's captured. It's fantastic. A reasonable portion of the comedy landed with me. It wasn't like I never was laughing out loud, but, you know, got some chuckles and that kind of thing. Bulma using the Dragon Balls for cosmetic upgrades while Piccolo is baffled. And then the voice acting. I obviously went to the dub, and everyone did a great job, especially Chris Sabat, who is the voice of Piccolo, Vegeta, and somebody else. So Chris Sabat is Piccolo and Vegeta and All Might, by the way. and Nowhere Zoro from One Piece. He's all the good ones. My cons, fat Gotenks. It was really annoying because I like Trunks and I like Goten for some reason, even though he's just little Goku without any of the intrigue. But I would have liked to see them get, some action in. It makes sense that they couldn't nail the thing that they hadn't done in 10 years or however long it's been.
Yeah.
But I still would have liked to see it. The non-action animation was my other con because it was janky as fuck, especially when you first start seeing it, you see the tiny guy Magenta, and when he's walking in, it just looks super weird and just out of place. But the action animation for me was awesome. And just like you, I love a good transformation. And even though they didn't stick around long enough, I thought the transformations were cool. I did like seeing Piccolo get some screen time because the last time he was really prominent was the Cell games the first time around. Well, sorry, the Cell saga before the Cell games when Cell was just the little beetle guy in his first form. That was the last time Piccolo was a formidable opponent. I just enjoyed seeing him. What did you think about the what were they called? 1 and 2, Gamma 1 and 2?
I thought they were really cool. I thought they were gonna be a really good villain, and then at the end, maybe they'd like form up like Voltron or something like that, and turn into Android Zero.
Yeah, Android Prime or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but then the Magenta guy would be like, "Oh, I had a switch installed to make them evil," and then then you have the big fight.
Yeah.
And then you blast them into goodness. That'd be really good. They just kind of became irrelevant all at once. I'm like, oh, okay. They went from being evenly matched with. They never really established that one of them was stronger than Piccolo. So it's completely believable that there was never any threat. They could have just had Goten and Trunks and Gohan all shoot them with the lasers. And then they get exploded because they probably can't fight a whole bunch of Super Saiyans,
right?
And a Super Namekian. Even without Piccolo transforming, they had enough firepower on the planet to deal with those two. I feel. So I was like, what's the threat here? You literally have 5 Super Saiyans.
Yeah.
You literally have 5 Super Saiyans. Is it 5? Okay, Goten, Gohan, Trunks. I feel like I'm forgetting a Super Saiyan, but that can't be the case.
That was it. And then Pan is just a regular Saiyan.
Okay, so you've got 3 Super Saiyans and a Namekian. I mean, are we sure these guys aren't Destructo Disc proof? I'm not convinced of that.
Yeah, and 45-year-old Bulma with a college girl's butt. Is that what it was?
Yep. And also, we didn't. I'm pretty sure they established during Dragon Ball Z Super that Master Roshi is keeping up with the Super Saiyan these days, so he could have shown up and hulked out. He'd be like, "I'm not going out there." And Bulma's like, "Look at this booty." He's like, "I'm going out there." And then Vegeta comes back "You've been looking at my wife."
That's essentially the movie. Scale of 1 to 10. What are you thinking?
A 4.
Whoa, we are opposite ends of the spectrum today. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. It is my 5th favorite movie, pushing Bullet Train out. So just to give you some context, Top Gun Maverick, The Northman, The Black Phone, The Batman, and then in at number 5 with an 8.9 is Dragon Ball Superhero. Let us know what you think. IMDb is going to let us know what they think. 3.3 thousand ratings with a 7.3 out of 10. And as of, what's today? Monday, August 22nd. So we have the numbers from release date, which was Thursday, up through Sunday. We obviously wouldn't have the numbers from Monday yet. Has a domestic box office, $21 million. International, $26 million. Wow. That's actually quite surprising that actually Dragon Ball's pretty mainstream. So it's not that surprising that domestic would catch up to Japan, but $47 million total after only, so it started Thursday after only 4 days. So
yeah, Dragon Ball Z is kind of everywhere. It's in memes. Yeah, it's in memes. That's all we need.
Would you consider it the most popular anime in America? Like specifically only America?
Probably Pokemon's got to be more popular, right?
Oh, yeah. Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and I think Naruto is a big one here. Not as big, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch that one, if I'm pronouncing that right. Roast me in the comments.
Naruto.
Yeah. Naruto.
You want some Naruto?
Yeah, just roast me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't care. I've never seen an episode. Roast me about that too. That's fine.
I'm guessing you couldn't get past like the open and like believe it.
No, I've just never seen it. I don't know why. Naruto, Bleach. I only watched a couple of those movies, and then I think I've watched like 300 episodes of One Piece.
I still haven't gotten around to watching Dragon Ball, like the OG.
Really?
Yep. That's noisy.
There's 153 Dragon Ball episodes. There are 291 Dragon Ball Z. And there's like 150 Super. 131 for GT 64.
I could not believe anyone watched GT. I was like, I don't understand. This has no draw to me at all.
So the first half of GT is borderline unwatchable. It's awful.
The first 32 episodes are borderline unwatchable, and you watch them.
I did, yeah.
Why?
For a gift, I got the GT box set like 15 years ago. I realized after it wasn't a gift, but it was a curse. The second half, when they start doing the Omega Shenron and the baby stuff, yes, there's a character called Baby. That stuff was pretty good, relatively. Compared to the first half, it was Citizen Kane. It was Citizen Kane compared to the first half. But it was trash compared to the rest of Dragon Ball. Goku in GT is the last thing I'll say about it. He is transformed into a child, so he's Goten's age. But when he turns Super Saiyan 4, he's an adult.
Yeah, okay.
Like, why? Oh, there is one mini arc with Android 17 where all of the previous characters are released from hell and they're like flooding the world. That was kind of cool. I mean, it is not worth watching through the whole thing, for God's sake. Do yourself a favor. All right, so on that note, we will catch you guys later.
Goodbye.